Welcome to Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. I'm Joe Reed. This week, we're revisiting episodes that discuss some of this year's best audiobooks. And today features my discussion with AudioFile contributor Kendra Winchester about James by Percival Everett, narrated by Golden Voice Dominic Hoffman.
This is a reimagining of Jim from Huckleberry Finn, and so we get his perspective. And one of the highlights of the book for me was how Everett uses language, uses the dialogue. So in this reimagining, enslaved Black people will code switch. And so it's a safety measure because if people knew that they could read or that they had the vocabulary that they do, it could be unsafe for them. And so dialogue is used throughout the novel to illustrate that. And Dominic Hoffman does the code switching so well, performs the dialogue phenomenally throughout the whole novel.
Exactly. So within that world, when Black people are together, they speak the way they speak, and then when white people are there, suddenly it becomes the caricature that had been presented, for the past 200 years about the way Black people speak.
Yes, and it's so masterfully done. And I think
Hmm.
this novel, the challenge of it is the dialogue. And Dominic Hoffman just does all of the accents. He code switches in stride and just performs it in such a way that makes the novel come alive in a beautiful way.
Exactly, because there's such a wide range of characters in this
Yes.
novel. And it's interesting how much it really does stick to the story of Huckleberry Finn, follows that plot line, though obviously we're seeing everything from Jim's perspective, which changes it so dramatically.
I love a good title, and I think James
Hmm.
is the perfect way to communicate that. That there is depth to this character that was not given to him in Huckleberry Finn, and that it just really creates signifies that depth. And again, the dialogue for me was just incredible. I would rewind the audiobook. We don't do that anymore. I would I don't know. I would skip back to in the audiobook to listen to it again and again because just the way that it felt like a one man show, I guess.
Yeah, it really did. It's like it reminded me because I also listened to the Heaven and Earth grocery store.
Yes.
Which, oh god, he's so brilliant in that, and it the performance is good because the writing is as good, the range of characters, they don't just have range, but they have depth, and he just takes us through it, and you forget you're just listening to one actor reading the book.
Exactly.
So what excerpt do you have?
So this is a section where Jim's seen Huck and Tom waiting in the tall grass. He knows they're there to cause trouble, and he's just kind of like mentally preparing for that and how he's going to respond.
Okay. This is James by Percival Everett, and it's read by Dominic Hoffman.
I waited at Miss Watson's kitchen door, rocked a loose stepboard with my foot, knew she was going to tell me to fix it tomorrow. I was waiting there for her to give me a pan of cornbread that she had made with my Sadie's recipe. Waiting is a big part of a slave's life. Waiting and waiting to wait some more. Waiting for demands, waiting for food, waiting for the ends of days. Waiting for the just and deserved Christian reward at the end of it all. Those white boys, Huck and Tom, watched me. They were always playing some kind of pretending game where I was either a villain or prey, but certainly their toy. They hopped about there with the chiggers, mosquitoes, and other biting bugs, but never made any progress toward me. It always pays to give white folks what they want. So I stepped into the yard and called out into the night. "Who that there? In the dark like that?"
Yeah, you get some of the code switching there.
Hmm.
At close to the end. I also have to say, I mean, it is a wonderful book. Some of it is incredibly brutal.
Yes.
So listeners should be prepared.
Percival Everett has just proved himself to be a masterful storyteller, and James is no exception. It's just a book that I keep seeing everywhere. I keep recommending to people, and it's as good as everyone says it is. It's it's delightful.
Yep, absolutely. No question about it. It really is. I couldn't stop listening. I don't know about you.
Creating extra chores, walking the corgis longer, like anything to listen to the audiobook more.
I think my dog lost 2 pounds when I was
Oh.
listening to that book. Once more around the park. Anyway, we're talking about James by Percival Everett, read by Dominic Hoffman, and it's an Earphones Award winner. This episode of Behind the Mic is made possible by Brilliance Publishing. That's all for today. Be sure to check out AudioFile's website at audiofilemagazine.com for a full list of our 2024 best audiobooks. And be sure to check out my interview with Dominic Hoffman. There'll be a link in our show notes. I'm Jo Reed. I'll be back tomorrow.